So I played football in college, right? And I was a pretty good football player. I was very fortunate to go to University of Virginia. My dad, a lot of people know this, but some people don't. My dad was like a big athlete. He played football in high school, he was captain of the team. He played football at North Carolina A&T. He actually was recruited to go to Illinois, one of the first blacks to ever play football there, but he didn't like it. Left Illinois, went to A&T to play football, and he was captain of the football team. He was a big quarterback. So when I played football, he came to all the games. It was crazy. When my dad came to the games, it was like a deep situation. He came with like a motorcade and all these people. So this time I was in Charlottesville playing in Virginia. It was like September, October 1991. And my dad came down to watch me play a game. And I had a pretty good game. He came down with his driver, Eddie Larker, who was his longtime good friend and driver, Eddie Larker, and his right-hand man, Frank Watkins, who did all of like the stats and did our voter registration campaigns. Reverend Frank Watkins, rest his soul, just passed, was with the organization since the 60s. So I played a pretty good game, at least I think so. At least my memory says I played a pretty good game. So I wanted to take my dad out to dinner or to lunch right after the game, and he said, Yusef, I don't have a lot of time. I've got to make a decision. I said, well, Dad, what kind of decision you got to make? He said, either I'm going to like drive back to DC with Frank and Eddie, or I'm going to send Eddie on, and I'm going to go and fly to New York. I said, well, come on, let's go to a restaurant. So we went to this restaurant in Charlottesville at the time. This is the 90s, don't forget. It's a small town. The town has really expanded into its suburbs. So there were like maybe 2, 3 good white tablecloth restaurants in the whole place. And so I made a reservation at a restaurant called Rococo's. And I've been there once or twice. I didn't have a whole lot of money because I was a college student, but I wanted to take my dad there when he was paying the bill. I could be a wonderful meal after the game. So we go up to Rococo's, we sit down, and he's just anxious. It's like he a little bit doesn't want to be there. It's not just soul food. It's like he doesn't really love the menu there. And I'm, trying to have a good time there. And he's like, look, I got to make a decision whether or not I'm leaving. And Frank's looking at his watch and said, Reverend, NBC's calling. And either we're going to go or we're not going to go. But they got a plane waiting for you at Charlottesville Airport. And I said, Dad, what is going on? He said, well, listen, Yusef, like this guy, this dude who wrote children's books, his name was Dr. Seuss or something. He died and they want me to read one of the passages from him. I said, Dad, first of all, never tell anybody that you don't know who Dr. Seuss is. Because they know immediately you didn't raise your kids. And so it's kind of funny because my dad was on the road a lot. It was very obvious to everybody who knew our family. My mom raised us. When my dad came home, it was like a military parade. He came in, he was the Army chief, and we had to march in line, to the things that my mom taught us. Great dad, umbrella leadership, but he was not an everyday dad because we had the kind of father that we shared with the rest of the world. And we understood that from a very young age. I said, man, don't tell anybody you don't know who Dr. Seuss is. Let me just do you a favor. I'm gonna cut you a solid. He said, all right. So he said, well, I don't know his work. Like, what should I do? I said, well, what they want you to do? He said, they want me to read Green Eggs and Ham. I said, I got it. He said, what do you mean? I said, take the book and look as sternly as you can, like the most serious sermon you're about to give. Pull your glasses down and say, as opposed to reading from the book of Samuel, I'm reading from the book of Sam I Am. I said, and then read it really slowly, like a Baptist minister, and then launch into like a Baptist minister cadence and say, I will not on a goat. I will not on a boat. I do not like green eggs. He said, you said, but that's like mocking the church. I said, no. It's Saturday Night Live. It's going to be one of the funniest things you've ever done. You're going to catch the whole world by surprise.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Reverend Yusef Jackson.
I read from Sam I Am. According to the Latter-day Saint Seuss, you do not like green eggs and ham? I do not like them. Sam I Am. I could not, would not on a boat. I will not with a goat. I will not eat them in the rain. I will not eat them on a train. Not in the dark, not on a tree, not in a car. You let me be. I do not like them in a box. I do not like them with a fox. I will not eat them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham.
And he executed it with perfection. To this very day, he's known in many circles for having done Green Eggs and Ham for Dr. Seuss more than at some levels, his civil rights work.